Hello, I am Eli J. Brown / Sonic Jr. and Sarah, and what you see in front of you is my Mr. Makuro MOC. The MOC that I made of Mr. Makuro from Lego Hero Factory. And I don't know if I've gone over exactly how I had him built, but this is a little how-to video on how to build the character. Napoleon Napo, or Napo, I don't know how you pronounce his name. He'll probably post a comment stating how to pronounce his name correctly, but anyway, he asked me to do a how-to on Mr. Makuro, and so I'm doing it right here. Of course, you may also notice since the last time you saw Mr. Makuro, since I gave him a spray paint, his mask, a spray paint of gold paint. It's not the exact same gold as the Lego gold, and it's closer to the older Bionicle gold, but not completely. Yeah, this uses a painted Mahiki, the Turaga Mahiki mask, the one that Mattel wears, and I also used a marker to get some of that detail on his face, you know, like a mustache of some sort. And, of course, I did give him a hero feet to go along with the gold theme. Of course, well, enough about all the details on Mr. Makuro. You can basically see what has gone on. But now I'm going to tell you how exactly I built this character. So, here we are. First of all, I'm going to take the head off, because that's pretty obvious. I used a black Roxy foot for the body here, and I also used two of these pieces, whatever they're supposed to be called. They're the half-size Technic pieces with the two axle holes inside of them. Oops. Well, I have two of these, and so I then put a 3 long size axle piece right in there, and then just attach it to the Roxy foot. Then put this piece from the Series 4 Bionicle series, the Legends of Metro Nui sets on, and use the ball piece right here along with another 3 long size axle piece to connect to the neck, and that's how the chest is assembled. Then there is the body. I'm going to take off the arms and the legs. Call me cruel. The arms and the legs, just to show you how they were built. Well, actually not how they were built. It's pretty obvious how they were built. Just use old Bionicle arm and leg pieces. And Mr. Makuro's body is built around a Bow-Rock body piece. Use one of these lift arm pieces. Well, they're in the old gray style. I may trade them out with the new gray later to go along with the rest of the new gray parts. But so I used a brown Bow-Rock body right here. Oh, and for the lift arms, I used one of those pieces. Ones that have a friction on them, and the other one a axle point on them, and just put one of them going one way and the other going the other way. This one is basically supposed to keep the lift arm from moving about. You could maybe use a 2 long size axle piece for it to fit a little bit better. And here's the inside of the body. It just basically uses a 5 long size axle piece with 1 full size bushing, and then in the middle of the body is this piece right here. I'm not sure what you're supposed to call it, but I'll take it out so you can see exactly what piece it is. So this is it. You should know what piece it is. It's the same piece that's on Tahu that you use to keep his left arm in place. Of course, the one on Tahu is black, but it's the same mold. So that's how the main body works, and that piece right there is what you attach the chest to. So you just put that on right there, and of course you then also put on the lift arms right here. The lift arms are supposed to represent his robe that he wears, and then you just put the arms and legs on, and that's how you build the Mr. Makuro MOC. Of course, you probably would want to spray paint Mr. Makuro's mask. Of course, like I said, I don't have the exact same shade of gold as the Britica gold, although Lego Jang did a better job at getting a perfect, well, not completely perfect, but close enough to being perfect, Britica gold on his Raka 2.0 MOC. Now before we go, I have a couple of other ones that I would like you to see. These are two older hero MOCs that I've made, but now are updated. And they are Zayyan and Spike. Yep, just like I did with Kitty, I gave Zayyan and Spike new heads. And, in Zayyan's case, a new body style. So with Spike here, it's basically a Toa Mahiki painted white. This is just something that I wanted to do, like maybe imagining if it was the Matoran of 2004 that became the Toa Metru instead of the actual Matoran that became Toa Metru that we got. Of course, it's not in the same shade of white as the brick white right here. This one is slightly darker, slightly more bluish, and this uses one of those Glatorian heads, just turned it a bit, turned it backwards and then turned it up, you know, like how you did with Von Nebula. You know, I don't know what just happened there. Just turn the head on a certain position, you know, like, this is basically how it's supposed to go right here, and this is how it works out on Spike right here. I've done this with other hero MOCs using Bionicle masks, and that's how it's done. The body is basically the same as it was before, but the mask is new. Now, Zayyan has a lot more changes than that. I gave him a bit more silver. Like, he previously had gold feet, but now he has the silver ones. And he also has these these armor pieces right here. These are the gold villain core called pieces. Did I say villain core? Because I remember one time I called these pieces a hero core by mistake. Can't remember what video that was, but I made that mistake before. But they're supposed to be called villain cores. And so I used a couple of these so-called villain cores on them, although the original version had them too, but these pieces are shorter than the original ones. And I also gave him a new mask, which is basically another recolored mask. It's a gold mask. And yeah, basically this is Furno's mask. Furno's mask, painted gold and turned around so we could have the so-called other face right here. Because, you know, like when me and a lot of people looked on the top of Furno's helmet, or mask, whatever you want to call it, we saw another face. And I used this face previously on my Blazer MOC that I made, Villain MOC, back in Series 1 of Hero Factory, so I just decided to use that style again on a hero. Of course, the head is kind of a little squat down right here. I'm sure it would be a lot worse if there was a 2.0 series chest armor plate right here, because, you know, putting a Series 1 mask together with a 2.0 style main body piece can be a bit difficult. Of course, I've done it with my heroes, my main heroes, did revamps on those. You probably know about them. And they look fine. At least in my opinion. I may do some updates on them in the future. Of course, I really can't do main body pieces, you know, just having this one piece like this style right here. At least not for now, if I want all of the chest armor pieces to be the exact same color as the heroes themselves, because we don't have that main body piece, as of the time of this video, in orange. Yeah, next got a white chest armor piece, and I did not like that. I rather it was orange. Of course, if you are watching this video in the future, after maybe a orange chest armor piece has been made, a completely one, just like this, but in orange, after one of those had been made, that's great. But at the time period when I was making this video, they hadn't been out yet. In fact, there's no news if any are going to be out. But if any have come out by the time you're watching this video, that's great. Alright, so thank you for watching my how-to video on Mr. Makuro, and I hope that if you do plan to build your own Mr. Makuro MOC in the future, or anything else quite like this, now you know how to do it. So, thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you again in my next video.